Everyone, we are again live in your devices from Bonn SB64, and we are at the end of week one. Clapping. And if you see the difference in our attire, because, well, it's chilly in Bonn, and somehow you can stay alive in half sleeves, but I chose to wear all of this. So at the end of week one, we have a lot of updates. We have Saikathir and Renali and me, the energy working group of Youngo. Uh, and we'll be giving you updates from week one, the official ones and the non-official ones. So we start with uh, s- the non-market approach, Article 6.8, which got adopted. And as we said, that there are a lot of things which need to be talked about under that, but um that is for next time. And then we move on to Global Stock Day.
So the Global Stocktake UAE dialogue had the first day and the second day, first dialogue under UAE consensus. So it was quite nice how the theme one, theme two, and theme three was duly recognized, and all the civil societies, in fact, the parties gave their recommendations and approaches on a mitigation work program and other inputs like the non-market approaches, but in approach of cooperative analysis. But also in the second theme, it was very crucial to have how those implementation methods can be recognized in a proper framework mechanism. So it was quite impressive that we also did a Yongo did a intervention. What do we exactly need? Like we don't need a proper mechanism which doesn't have a stagnant reporting framework, but also it should reflect upon what has been said in Global Stockpick 1, all the paragraphs, in fact, specifically the paragraph 28 for energy, for other like transitioning away. Also, adaptation finance has to be implemented. It was discussed that the tripling of adaptation finance has to be done in COP30, but how, when, what is the procedures, everything, the modalities what has been discussed. So I think it was what is quite nice to be inside the room and provide our inputs and listen to others as well. For CTCN, I think Dimple would be the best person to share with us whatever the discussion happened.
Yeah, mostly there was a discussion of the text and also who the host country would be for Cities and Dialogues. Unfortunately, I did not attend today's session because we had a lot of things going on. We had an intervention from Renali in one of the negotiations. No, consultations. Yes. Oh, we should also do one session on what's the difference between consultations, negotiations, and contract groups. Which we shall make a note of and do that.
Informal, informals,
Yeah,
informal,
huddles.
formals, hurdles, everything. So yes, we will do it
Yeah.
again soon.
So, and Pranali, would you like to talk about your intervention?
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Dimple. It was about logistical briefing on COP31 by the incoming COP presidency, and Yango asked a couple of questions to presidency regarding safety of children and youth at COP30, how the accommodation will be affordable, reliable, and safe. Again, one more important question raised by youth and children for the people of disability, how they will accommodate, how they will get accommodation, because they are struggling with getting accommodation. Either they attain the COP or SBs, or they should have to find accommodation with high prices, and this is something that COP presidency should um, provide something for them, and all of us, young people and children, proper safety and accommodation. That was the request that we put in front of them.
Thank you so much, Pranali. So, Pranali represented the youth NGO's voice at that consultation. And what else did we do today? Today was the first day of the official trade dialogues, and we had two sessions. And it's very important for energy security and commodities because of the energy used to transport things and also the product carbon footprints of the things which are getting transported. So stay tuned on that as well. We'll have more updates on those. And is there anything else that we're missing?
I think it's very crucial to understand that as you took up the trade dialogue, carbon leakage, the CBAM, all the border adjustment mechanism, it's not just about products, but it's also about how those energy related products. So for
Yeah.
windmills, so making a windmill, or maybe the solar panels and everything, crucial is steel, right? Steel and high intensive carbon like materials like cements and stuff. They travels a lot border to border, and when a developing countries is traveling, selling something to developed country, the problem is the cost. So when there is a cost of carbon or cost of taxes, how they're sustaining their entire supply chain is very um, interesting to understand, just because the economics works in socio-economic aspect as well, but making things right in grassroots level, because I don't want anyone don't want to pay for something which is the government is making profit out of it. So this is how the entire parties are taking in account the trade limitations. But also, what we did, so today we had a really interesting bilateral with PCCB network, which is Paris for climate capacity building. And during that time, I think we had a really interesting topic came in, which is collaborations, partnership. As you know, that SDG 17 is all about partnership, and that is the reason our great CP Jimple will provide a proper presentation during 15th, so next Monday. Stay tuned on that. We all are excited because it's about partnership, bringing bringing the entire PCCB network, but also the energy cluster, because it's important to manage to have a proper bonding with those people who are in the same space, getting funding, getting proper projects. Also, we have a group of experts in our young energy working group. How to bring those experts in onto a proper platform, right? So that will provide a platform as well. Who God knows, but at least we are trying our level best to have this working group on the forefront of implementation, and so that everyone should know. I guess most of the people know about energy working group right now.
Yeah, we are here to talk about all things energy and uplift youth voices and represent Youngo's stance on energy. So,
Yeah, one more thing. Yes,
yeah.
this is very crucial that you both has your first
Oh my god,
SBs, of
yes.
course, and it's your first week that just went past. You never know how the days are going on. The time passes like flash of a second. But how was your? So I'll just start with you. How was your first SBs, and what you think about energy working group here, and what do you think we should do in a better manner, and what we have done in a better manner?
Okay. Thank you, Saikut. First of all, I would like to say thanks to Youngo Energy Working Group and Saikut, because it's not easy to be here. It's a lot of things that you have to manage. Like you should have to have a badge, then you should have to have money to travel. As I mentioned, I did intervention today, and the accommodation and flying charges, these are so many things that you need to deal with. You will be coming to different country, and um, you need to manage about visa as well, and you need support from a lot of people to handle all these things within the time frame that you want to come and attend all these things. These are just logistical things that I'm mentioning. Before that, Youngo Energy Working Group were working a lot to provide a lot of knowledge for the how to gain knowledge and access SBs here when you will be on ground. So there will be capacity buildings provided by Youngo Energy Working Groups, which for which you will be getting knowledge for negotiations and all the things, technical things, because SBs are specifically technical. It's a technical conference, and Psycho Dimple, being CPs, worked a lot to build capacity buildings and okay, this is I'm telling about in on ground capacity when we are on ground. However, they also helped. Like we all worked for people who people who were doing doing or are attending virtually, so we needed to provide badges for virtual participant as well. And this is my first SB, so I was sharing about the energy working group's contributions. I may miss something. There is a lot I can't tell because that was on the spot questions that were asked by Saikat. But I remember one question that he was asking me about. Um, how was my experience for first being first SB delegate? So I think uh, definitely overwhelming. It's a lot, huge buildings, different country, different weather. Not for me, but for majority of the people. And the fun fact and the interesting thing that I would like to tell all of you, which I had no idea about, and Youngo Energy Working Group should tell the new participants that I would recommend. The building, when you go inside the building, the rooms or the in conference rooms have the name of cities. Like there is a conference room called New York, then Nairobi, then Bonn, and you just can't recognize if someone says you what is come to New York, where to and where to go to New York? You should have to go to US. No, there is a room called New York. This is very basic, but I think when you come for the first time, it is necessary to understand what it is mean by. And it was funny, and that's why I'm sharing you. And the best thing that they did, I mentioned you already, capacity building. That was very important thing I have received from Youngo Energy Working Group. Also, there was capacity building from Youngo to for all working groups and to understand how the process will be on ground. Um, the best thing I would like to mention that I got an opportunity for conference coordination team, and there was spokes, so I attended it. It was my first
And
SBs
conductor.
attended and conducted, so that was very great that I could do that at my first SBs. Then there was a press conference. Saikat is a great leader that he gave opportunity to Dimple and me, mentioning that he would love to showcase new faces on behalf of Energy Working Group. Such a kind leader we have. And then we could do press conference with our speakers. Then I would say interventions. Dimple and I were here for the first time, and we got opportunity to speak in front of all the dignitary
Yeah.
delegates, dignitaries, secretariat, and all these things. So it was not expected. I think we got more than we were expecting. Especially, I would say about me. Dimple is a CP, so she would be getting more things, but I was not expecting. And thank you so much, Cycle. Thank you so much, Dimple. I Is there anything that I need to speak?
Thanks so much, Manali. That was a very comprehensive answer, and it's needed because the people who couldn't join should hear your experience. And for me, it is the same mostly, and overwhelming, yes, amazing, yes. I'm at a loss of words at the end of week one because I have to endure week two as well. But we have some people who will be helping out Energy Working Group in the coming week. We have the event with PCCB where we will showcase Virtual Co-op and our upcoming uh, program at the London Climate Action Week. Yeah. And then we have more consultations and negotiations happening in week two. And of course, the closing plenary, which will decide what will happen in SB65 and COP. So stay tuned. You might not see Saikan and Manali in the live again, but I'll be there to update you all. And signing off. Oh, before signing off, uh, let's invite Saikat to say something.
So thanks a lot for being with us for the
I have a
first
question.
first week. Yes, please.
I have a question that you were coming from for so many years, and Dimple and I came here for the first time. So how were your experience with us?
Yeah, it was quite nice. Yeah, in fact, you both guys, stood up with the proper task completion delivery, and in fact, it's not just Yongo Energy Working Group. You guys stood up with the Yongo CTC, the coordination team, and also with the policy team. And Dimple had amazing, thought process in how to recognize the energy working group everywhere. So I think thanks to her, thanks to you, and thanks to all the people who have been working with us all the time. So, nevertheless, I'll see you soon, everyone. I think the over the next week, Dimple will be here, and we will provide all the inputs to her as well. We have a lot of people who would be on the ground. In fact, Helena, and yeah, we will discuss upon it all the time. But yes, I think tomorrow is the rest day, and yes, definitely it would be a nice to have give some rest to the negotiators and everyone who have been working on the ground all the time. So thanks to everyone, and until then, take care of yourself. Psychiath reporting live from Bonn Climate Camp here, and I'll see you soon, maybe during COP or maybe before that. But yeah, stay tuned for our London Action Climate Week's event as well, which is called the London Clean Energy Forum. And until then, bye.